What's up, everybody? Um, I'm here, and I got a hair transplant in Turkey about a month ago, and I said originally that I was gonna make some content surrounding, being in Greece and stuff like that in my last video, and it never happened. But basically, my entire trip was a little chaotic. I was having just some trouble like sitting around and finding a place to film, and it didn't really work out as I wanted to. But I did ended up getting a hair transplant, and I bet you're wondering how, right? Like, you look exactly the same as you did in the previous video. How did you get a hair transplant if you look like that? Well, once I take the hat off, it's a completely different world, and that's what I'm here to talk about today. I'm here to talk about my experience. Here to talk about how it went, and what I'm looking forward to seeing. So first, we're gonna show you. I'm gonna show you the hair transplant, what it actually looks like right now, and this is it. We are about a little over a month in, like a month and like a day in, and voila, we are getting big, and nice and long. And we're right smack in the middle of the shock loss phase right now, so it's not gonna look ideal. It's really just kind of thinning out. But you can see the transplanted area is a wide range on top of my scalp. The back they did not do, and this is what my donor hair is looking like right now. This is not looking too bad. I'm pretty hyped. I'm pretty hyped to see the results. I'm pretty hyped to see how it's gonna look like in a few months. Right now, I'm really digging the hairline, and it's looking really, really sharp. But we gotta rock the hat for now because, I'm not trying to go out like this. My head, like the top of my scalp, is still pink, and it just looks really weird for, just being out and about, and if somebody doesn't know or whatever, like what you look like or what you've been through, right? And they like see that, it's like, ugh. But anyway, so to get into it, right, I went to go get a hair transplant at the end of August in Istanbul, Turkey. I went to Vera Clinic in Istanbul, and they are located on the Asian side of Istanbul. So basically what I did was I was going on vacation anyway. I was going to Greece to go see some family, to go relax a little bit, and then I decided to go and stop by, the neighboring country and do my hair because I always wanted to do it for a long time, and then I decided, it's really time to do it now. I'm 29 years old now, so next year I'm going to be 30, and time is flying, so I have to get that shit fixed as quick as possible, right, before I lose all of it. So yeah, I mean, like, we're gonna be, I'm gonna see what I do with like finasteride and stuff like that. I might end up getting into that later on, but for now, I just want to like let it grow out and keep my regular routine, right? My vitamins and stuff like that that I've been taking for years, and then after it grows out, we'll talk about that later. But for right now, you know, I'm just gonna let it grow. And basically, yeah, I was in Greece. I, vacation finished, whatever. I flew out to Istanbul on the 27th, I think, 27th of August. And I got there. I was chilling at the hotel. I got to see the city a little bit. Istanbul's a beautiful city. Another thing is, like, a lot of the people at the clinic that I went to at Vera Clinic, they did not, see any of Istanbul. They just like went to do the hair transplant and went home. And I think that's like such a missed opportunity, man. Part of like the fun part of doing this is to go and see a different country, right? Like, Turkey is a very exotic country. It's a very unique country. It's a beautiful country. So if you're gonna go and see the city, at least we'll plan one day. It doesn't take that much more money to go and spend one day beforehand to see Istanbul and then leave after the hair transplant, right? So I would recommend that you do that. It's just like, it's too much history, too much like beauty going down over there to not see it, and to just like, go to the clinic and then leave. It just like sounds kind of lame to me. But besides that, right, that was fine. And then the next day, I went to get the hair transplant, and you know, it went how I thought it would go, right? Like before the actual procedure, I was very nervous. I was very, tense. I didn't really, you know, know what to expect with the anesthetic and stuff like that. That was really kind of like in the back of my mind. Like, what if what if it hurts a lot? What if it this? What if that? And I was just thinking about that constantly because everybody said that the anesthesia hurts, right? And then I was also just thinking about like potential problems that could occur during the surgery and all this stuff. And I had never really gotten a surgery before, right? Like I've never been through any kind of surgical procedure. So this was kind of a big deal for me, like I didn't really know how my body was going to react to it, how my body was going to react to the meds. So all this stuff was like, going through my mind. I didn't really care about like the look, to be honest with you, like the actual shaving the head and stuff like that. I could care less, honestly. Like I just, in terms of like hair loss, I had given up at that point, right? So it was just like I had nothing to lose, in terms of them shaving my head and taking out the donor hair or whatever. And I just basically I didn't really care about the way I would look, right? And that wasn't really on my mind. What was on my mind was just everything going smoothly and me having no kind of potential issues coming up, right? But nothing happened, thank God, right? They take you in, right? Vera Clinic has like a main room, right? When you walk in, you go and you sign some paperwork. They have you waiting there for a little while. I was waiting a little extra for some reason. I was like one of the last people to go in to do the hair transplant, but basically the doctor, will draw your hairline. It's like everything that most people will tell you about what happens during a hair transplant happens at Vera Clinic, right? The doctor will draw the hairline. They'll ask you some questions about your health, and then you go in for the surgery pretty much. They take your blood and stuff like that. They take your blood pressure. All of that is done, but it does happen very fast, and you don't really have a lot of time to ask questions. Also, my doctor did not speak English, so I had to ask through the translator, and that's just not, in my opinion, right? Like, if you're going to go and get a surgery, it's I think better to have like a one-on-one with a doctor than with some translator. But nevertheless, right? It's what it is, right? It's a clinic, and it's not. There's nothing really you can do about that. You get what you pay for. If you want to go with like a more solo surgeon, you'll probably have a better one-on-one time with a surgeon that's just like focuses on hair transplantations, but you're gonna pay more. So for like probably the same result. So it just really depends on what you want and how much money you have to spend and how much money you're willing to spend on this procedure. But besides that, I mean, like the doctor originally he drew my hairline like you see how it's like higher now. He drew my hairline almost like down to here, and I originally told him I was like, no way. No way, sir. That's not happening. And I showed him a picture of myself around like 8 to 9 years ago, and my hairline was always kind of higher. It was never, I had never had like a straight hairline at all, not even when I was like a kid. So, and then after that, he fixed it because he realized what I wanted, and that was fine, right? Like, so I would recommend going to your doctor with a picture, definitely, of what you want yourself to look like. And that's usually, for most guys, it's usually like a picture of how you look like before. So just do that and you should be good. After that, they, you pay for the hair transplant, and then you go downstairs where in the basement, right, is where the surgery room is. And it looks like, honestly, it looks like a time capsule. It looks crazy, right? Like Vera Clinic is a very modern, looking place. So it's not like run down or anything. You don't have to worry about, it looking weird in there or like dirty. Like everything is like spotless clean. So all of that is fine, right? They give you like a Xanny and an antibiotic before the procedure. They shave your head, right? And then you go in for the actual procedure. The procedure itself is, let me just say this, right? Like the anesthetic that they gave me, I don't know if I got some kind of different anesthetic. I don't know if it was, special for me, but it really did not hurt that bad, right? They were telling me that they were two people from Germany that were like screaming from the pain before me, and I was basically telling them, it's painful, but it's not like the worst thing in the world. And they were like, the woman, the Turkish woman, and the translator were like talking amongst themselves, acting like I was like immune to the pain or something like that. I'm just like, it's painful, but it's not that painful, right? It just felt like a little pinch, like somebody was like pinching you in the back, and whatever. I mean, like if that's what you're worried about, right? Because that's what I was worried about. Don't be. Okay, it's not worth worrying about that. It's not that serious. So don't stress over how painful the anesthetic is going to be. I will say though that like when they roll you over and they put it on top of your head, that hurt a little bit more because it's just like pinched a little more when they were putting it on there. I don't know why, but the back of the head was not that bad. The annoying part of the surgery is the first half. You're laying flat on your stomach. You can't, like tilt your head. It's really uncomfortable. I remember that half was really hard to get through, and it's pretty long. The extraction phase is what they call it, and there's no pain or anything, but it's just uncomfortable. And I was getting like kind of nauseous throughout like halfway through. I don't know what it was. I was just like, by the time they flipped me over, I was like ready to throw up. I didn't say anything to them though, because I didn't really. It wasn't that bad. It was just kind of like nauseating, right? Like like if you've ever been on like a boat and you got like seasick or something like that. That's kind of like the feeling, but it wasn't super intense. Like it's not like I had the flu and like I was ready to puke, right? So that was that, and then they flip me over. They do the incisions, right? The doctor comes in and he does that, and after that, you get a little break. You get some food, um, and then the last half of the operation is when the nurses basically put in the grafts, right? Put in the hairs that they extracted from your head. Now that phase was pretty painful, actually. For some reason, it was hurting me at that point. I don't know why. My head just felt like it was on fire. And I told the nurse, and she was like, by the time, you're going to be done with this, the pain should subside, and you can take a painkiller at night. So I was like, whatever, right? And, it did actually happen, like she said it would. The pain subsided towards the end, and I started to feel a lot better towards the end of the procedure. So that was good. But, I don't know what it was. Like right after the doctor put the incisions in and after they removed the bandage, whatever it was, after the break, right? It was just starting to hurt. But then by the time I got home, it was, it was painful or uncomfortable, right? Like you could feel the trauma. You could feel like you had something traumatic just done to you. And, it wasn't pleasant, but I got through it. I ordered some room service. I ate a little bit and then I passed out. I slept fine. The first night, I slept completely fine. No issues whatsoever. It's not comfortable, right? Like the first few months, or sorry, the first few days, obviously to sleep because you're trying to like adapt to a new way of sleeping with the travel pillow. But honestly, I got used to my travel pillow, right? As long as you buy a separate one, I highly recommend that you do that because if you go in with the travel pillow just that they give you, that thing will deflate and you will be screwed. Okay? Bring your own travel pillow. It is a must. Right? Do not do that, right? Because I don't know. I mean, there's no way to sleep in the first like few weeks of the procedure without the travel pillow, so you really need it. Like I emphasize this point. Um, and also bring a zip-up hoodie or something like a button-up shirt, something that you won't have to put over your head. Because a lot of guys did not follow the instructions and they brought like regular t-shirts, and yeah, you're screwed if you do that. So bring like a zip-up hoodie or something, and don't leave yourself without one. But anyway, this video is getting kind of long, so I'm going to cut it off here, and I'll share, the rest of the story with you on another video, part 2 of this. So, peace for now.